Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. For our next Paladins tier list, I wanted to do a quick and silly one. This is all of my sim recreations of the champions ranked. I've been wanting to do this video for a while now, but what prompted it now is that today is the 1 year anniversary of the entire lore of Paladins, but in The Sims 3. Which I must say, is probably the video I'm the most proud of on this channel. I can't believe it's been a year. On one hand, it feels as if the year flew by, but on the other hand, it feels like a lifetime ago since I pulled an all-nighter making all of these posters. Before we continue, I want to state that if you enjoy The Sims 3, or have been wondering where it's went on this channel, I moved Sims content to a new channel called HelloYellow. I will have a video linked in the end card, and the channel will be linked in the description. If you could check it out, it'd be greatly appreciated. Anyways, our tier list. Obviously, recreating some of the complex champion designs from Paladins in The Sims 3 would be a daunting task. Ideally, I want players of Paladins to look at the sim and immediately know who the champion is. For most of the champs, I feel I succeeded, but there is a disparity amongst them. Hence, for our rankings. S tier is a near-perfect look-alike. Just by glancing at the sim, you'd be able to tell who it is, and the sim nearly matches the champion's model. A is a mostly good recreation. You can generally tell who the champion is, but a few things might not be accurate. B is the mixed bag. You can mostly tell who this might be, but some creative liberties might have had to been taken. C is a kinda bad recreation. With this tier, there might be some signs as to who the champion is, but it's a little unclear and the model to sim comparison doesn't quite match up. D is an awful recreation. Unless I told you who that champion is, you probably wouldn't know. I spend grueling hours making all of these sims, so I can be as judgmental as I want towards them. So let's begin. As always, I would treat these tier lists like a podcast. Go do your chores, take a walk, get cooking, or continue bumming around. Let's begin with Ash the War Machine, who unfortunately does not have an SFM model of her base skin, hence why I had to just plop a PNG. Did I mention I stayed up all night for this? Yeah, Ash. I feel you could generally tell who this is. I think if you showed a Paladins player this, they would assume it's Ash, although I think you would have to tell them you're looking at a Paladins champion. You know what, for that, I think I'm going to put Ash at B tier. Like I said, ideally this is a quick tier list, but I always say that with my videos and then it's not. Up next we have Atlas, the Man at a Time. I think that's a pretty good recreation. Obviously we don't have... he has both his hands in the sim version, and he doesn't have the cool backpack. The color's slightly off. I should also mention the actual Paladins champion is going to be a little bit brighter than the sim, and unfortunately I didn't adjust the lighting when I was in SFM, and that's why. Also, fun fact, nobody really caught this, but I tried to recreate the Champion Select lobby with this background. Atlas, I'm gonna put him in A. Up next we have Azan the Eternal. I don't... he pops up a lot. I mean... the head is good. From here, from the neck up, I think you could tell it's Azan. It's just when you get down here, he has the fairy wings, which obviously that doesn't match the intricate wings that base Azan has. He doesn't have really any armor here. I think this is a tank top from Late Night with a sleeve accessory, because otherwise he'd be sleeveless here. I'm gonna put him in B tier, just because I think his face is good. Up next is Barrick, the Master Mechanic. I'm gonna say this is probably one of the worst ones. It is just... Barrick, I think he has base game hair. He has a custom content beard, which is... I'm fairly certain it's the beard from University Life, just pulled so it's longer. It looks wonky. It clips into the model. Unfortunately, I couldn't find anything to kind of... Barrick has a simple design, mind you, but he has... I guess kind of like this armored siege engine type armor going on over here that Obviously, I couldn't recreate that with base Barrack, and also Barrack has a Eureka effect from TF2 over there. Barrack. I want to put him in D. I did not. Anytime Barrack showed up, I'm like, oh god. I didn't like Barrack. Up next, though, Betty La Bomba. I am so upset that Betty has zero, not zero, but next to zero lore relevance because she pops up in like one official scene in the lore. I put her in an extra one in the video. I think this was really good. The hair color is a smidge different, but I feel like you show this sim to a Paladins player, that's Betty La Bomba. I got the outfit like damn near perfect. The crown's a little off, sure, but for Sims 3, I know I said S is kind of like a near perfect look-alike. You know what? It's a near perfect look-alike. There's a few differences, but I'm proud of that sim. And we made her thick too to match Betty. The proportions, they match. Oh boy, yikes! Yeah, Bomb King. I did the best I could. I really did. He's going in. He's going in D. You know what? We'll put Barrack in C because at least you can kind of tell it's Barrack. Bomb King's going in D. No questions asked. Up next is... I should also mention that I did not recreate every single champion because not every single champion is lore relevant. Hence why there's no Androxus, there's no Eevee, there's no Makoa. Oddly enough, it's a lot of the older champions that don't have any lore relevancy. Up next is Buck. Now, the only thing that's off with him is the proportions. And some of the armor. But I think otherwise, Buck came out pretty decent. It's just the fact that, obviously, like, Bulk is... I just called him Bulk from... from Glory... What was that NFT game called? Oh my god, the Glory game. I forgot what it was called. Glory Paladins NFTs? He was called Bulk over there, but I was trying to say this guy isn't as bulky. Like, Buck has a very weird proportions, very top-heavy, whereas I couldn't quite match that with our sliders in the Sims 3. I feel if I did an override, though, I probably would be able to stretch Buck out more. I'm going to put him in A, though. Put him in B. Put him in B. Feel more comfortable with that. Up next is Caspian. He's going in D tier. This was the one... Well, I gotta review everybody, but at the top of my head, this was the sim I was not happy with at all. Like, Caspian has, obviously, the half jacket with the fur. I couldn't find anything to really match that. And I couldn't really get anything to match the face tattoo. I think this says love on it, because his weapon's love and war. But yeah, Caspian, I'm sorry. He's one of my favorite champs, too. I like his design. But, no, Bomb King goes below, though. Sorry. Next is Cassie. And also, I should mention how I did these posters is... We took a photo... I took a photo of the sim first using Pose Player. And then I went into SFM and modeled the champion ideally the same way to be the mirror. Cassie was one I'm neutral about it. I feel like she's okay. I just realized she doesn't have the gloves on. I don't know if this is the right skin. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if that's the right skin. I think Cassie's default skin looks closer to this. We'll put her in B. I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. Put her as above Azan. Above Ash. I like Ash better. Up next is Corvus, and I mean, it's not a one-to-one. But I feel like you would show that to a Paladins player and they would know that's Corvus. The only thing that's different is you couldn't quite get the single white streak in his hair. I had to do this instead. But I mean, he's got the... Oh god, the officer's uniform with the... with the medals. This was a fun sim to play around with. He was getting beat up constantly. All the sims hated him. Do we put him in S? I think he looks pretty good. I'm going to put him bottom of S for now. We might move him down to A. Up next is Dredge, Admiral of the Abyss. For Sims 3, I think he came out pretty good. I feel you could show that to a Paladins player. They'd be like, yeah, that's Dredge. I mean, the beard's a little different. This guy has a bit more of a fuller face compared to Dredge. Dredge, again, kind of with those weird proportions. Very top-heavy, and then very slim waists. I didn't quite recreate that with this guy. Dredge. Dredge. 3 below Corvus for now. Next up is Fernando. Yeah, it's just a dude in a knight's outfit. I feel like if you told someone under the context, like you're looking at a Paladins champion, they'd be like, yeah, that's Fernando, but otherwise it's just a dude in a knight outfit. I'm gonna put him in C. Put him above Barrack, though. Or should I put him? Nah, C. C. Sorry, Fernando, I'm not generous with you. Next is Furia, and I kind of hate how Furia turned out. You can kind of tell who it is. This sim showed up a lot too, which sucks, so I'm very versed with her. And I remember we had to put the leggings. Oddly enough, the model in SFM uses Furia's original model. Originally, Furia's thighs were exposed like this, and then they painted over them this color, which this was a huge controversy back in the day. The Furia thighs controversy. Honestly, I'm down for either, but she did release with this. I can't believe I didn't catch that. I should have caught that. We made this a joke. There's a lot of meta jokes in the entire lore of Paladins, but in The Sims 3, and this is one of them. Furia, though, I'm putting you in C. I'll put you below Fernando. Up next is Grok, who surprisingly, I don't think he's perfect. He's not going to make S tier. But I feel like he came out kind of better than I thought he would. Unfortunately, we don't have the war helmet, whatever this is, the orc helmet over here. Lacking some accessories. But in a Paladin's context, I feel like you'd be able to tell this is Grok. Grok. I'm gonna put you above Azan. Up next is Grover. Up next is my main, Imani, who we actually had this sim originally. She was made in 2019, I believe. That was for the Sims 3 Get With The Times streams, where we had Symmetra, Imani, Artificer, Scarlet from Mortal Kombat 11, and we had YellowNinja the sim, and it ended up turning into YellowNinja's harem, because the sim kept cheating on everybody. But originally we had Imani over there with more of a modern look, and we went back and we updated her to match the Paladin's aesthetic. And obviously I know Canon Imani has the hair, but I could not find a hair like that, and Imani on this channel is bald, so she was bald for this too. I feel you could tell it's Imani, but like all these tier lists, I think Imani's going in A tier. It's just not quite up to par with these S's, and honestly, I'm tempted to move Atlas up. But before we do that, we got Inara, the Stone Warden, who I feel like came out pretty good. I'm probably going to be saying that a lot this video, but I think you could tell that's Inara. At least as a Paladins player, probably an A tier. You have the little flower in the hair. This is a base game hair, mind you. Matches pretty well. I mean, it's going in front instead of in the back. The outfits, a little different. We did get the crop top. I don't know why Inara has a crop top, but we did get that. I did try to mold the face a little to make her look like a rock, and I think it came out pretty decent. Put her... I'm gonna go below Imani. Up next is Io, and honestly, I feel the only thing that ruins Io is the hair. Because Io obviously has the fox ears and the very long braid. I couldn't find anything like that for The Sims 3. I wonder if I had checked in more custom content areas, I would find it. Luna. Yeah. This was a weird one. I actually, fun fact, I had to kill the IO sim with death by transmutation to get the big statue, and then I had to get a mod to make items bigger. So we put the little statue on the placemat that made the item bigger so we could have the big statue for Bazaar. Io's going to be here, though. We'll put her below. I think Buck came out a little better. Up next is Genos, and I mean, chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. The only thing we're missing is the cape. But I mean, that's Genos. That's Genos. You guys could argue this. That is Genos. We damn near got the hair perfect. We got the mask. I mean, the face isn't, you know, Genos is a little more slim over here, but we got the big ass lips that Genos has, and I think the outfit's damn near spot on. Genos is going, ooh, above Betty or below Betty? Ooh. I'm more partial to this sim. So Genos is going at the top of S tier for me. Up next we have Kasumi. I feel like I was dealt a bad hand with this one. Kasumi has a very complex character design that, I mean, it's a ghost with the Asian style hat. Yeah. Also, this one's like really putting her booty out there. Kasumi ain't got that kind of booty. She's dead ass. Kasumi's going in D. I'm gonna put her above Caspian, though. Up next is Khan. Again, another one, hulking tank. Big proportions, but I feel like we got the face kind of right. I mean, it's kind of bad. We had to go the blackest of black, and I had to give him customize the avatar state eyes, as I call them. But in a paladin setting, if you told somebody they're looking at Paladins champions, I feel like you'd be able to tell this is Khan. Better than Nando? I'm gonna put him below Nando. Better than Furia? Nah. Up next is Koga, where I feel like in theory, on paper, it feels like Koga came out pretty good. We have the same like paintbrush style hair. We have the mask. It's just the outfit. This Koga the Sim, I believe he is wearing this set of overalls. I think it's from Pets. And obviously that's supposed to be like a farmer's, like a horse rancher's attire. I couldn't find anything like this. Which I just want to say, a lot of people are critical of Paladins for sexualizing its female characters. They do the same with the men, alright? We just don't notice it because we're not coded to look at men that way. But when making these Sims, I had to look at the men that way. I'm like, this is a really revealing top. That's a revealing outfit, Koga. I don't know why you're dressing like that. That being said, I think we go B tier for Koga. Above is on. Brock, I feel is better. Should I move Cassie down? I'm moving Cassie down. Right here, and I'm going to do the same with Ash. Alright, up next we got Lex. And like, I mean, can you even formulate words? That's Lex. That is Lex. That is Lex. We got the same big-ass nose and big-ass lips, big-ass eyebrows. Got the hair. He looks a little... It looks more like platinum in here because of Sims 3 lighting, but it is... That's a damn near perfect recreation. And actually, fun fact... I'm gonna put him above Dredge. Fun fact, Atlas and Lex have the same outfit. And actually, another fun fact is, in Paladins, I believe the early concepts of Lex, he had the hood, which they ended up giving to Atlas. And I think base Atlas was supposed to have an outfit closer to Lex, but you get the point. Up next is Leon, and fun fact for the Sim, I think this is the only Sim I recreated the outfit for. I think the face we got perfect, we got the crown. We got that pompous attitude going. But I remember the first outfit we chose for her was this really, like... Oh my god, I just realized I didn't edit out part of the green screen. But it was this really, what's the safe word for YouTube? It was really revealing. Like, very, like a street corner revealing. Let's go with that. Because originally I was trying to match the open slit Leon has here by her leg that shows that off. I just realized another green screen spot. This is what happens when you're making SFM posters at 4 a.m. So I tried with that, and then I'm like, you know what? Let me go back and just try to recreate the outfit as a whole, and we came up with this. I'm gonna put her in B tier. She looks a lot better than she did, but it's not a perfect recreation. I feel like you could generally tell it's Leon, though. I'm gonna put her right next to Cassie, the two burst bitches. Up next is Lilith, and I know this isn't a perfect recreation, but this was another one of my favorite Sims. Ooh, do I put Lilith in S tier, though? And actually, fun fact, Lilith was the first Sim I made the Sim model poster for, because I used her to get all the proportions correctly. And as you can see, it wasn't perfect because the hands aren't aligned. I'm gonna put her in A. Top of A. Up next we have Maeve of Blades, which I feel like you could tell it's Maeve. The Sim looks a little off. I think it's because Maeve's actual eyes are a lot bigger, more like a cat, whereas Maeve over here has smaller eyes. I couldn't quite get the outfit right, obviously. And the only reason I made Maeve, the only reason Maeve showed up in that video, is because I made this Sim before realizing that she has no lore relevancy. None at all. We're gonna put Maeve in C, though. I'll put her at top of C. Up next is Moji. Unfortunately, we could not get the animal familiars. We got the outfit. It's just the fact that Moji's this little bunny character, and then here you have... Was Moji... I think Moji was an adult Sim. Or a teenager Sim. And I used height sliders to bring her down. But even then, it's still a little out of place. We'll go C tier. I think you could kind of tell, but not perfectly. We're going to put her above Barrack. Honestly, I kind of want to move Barrack to D tier, but... Yeah, you know what? If I put Caspian there, I'm putting Barrack. Barrack's going below Caspian. Alright, next is Nyx. Another Sim that I couldn't quite match it, which is kind of weird because if you really think about it, Nyx has a pretty simple design. It's just this big dommy mommy in a basic, like, club dress. Really, she just has these wings and the like, bondage spikes in her legs. And the crown, obviously. The crown is what I hate. Because she does have these kind of dreadlocks as her hair. I wish I could have found some kind of demon crown accessory and gave Nyx the Sim dreadlocks and we put that on top. But I couldn't quite get it. I tried to recreate these tattoos with these, but I'll be honest, I was not a fan of how Nyx looked, and Nyx showed up a lot. Nyx is probably one of the most lore-relevant characters in Paladins. You know what really sucks about that video? Is when I made that video, at the end I was jokingly saying, you know, I really hope this isn't the end of Paladins lore, because at that point we hadn't had a story in like 2 months, I think. I'm like, I really hope this isn't the end of the Paladins lore. I hope we get more, and you know, that's why I ended the video. This is where the story of our champions concludes for now. That video is still lore relevant. We got no other lore afterwards. It's just kind of sad. We end the Paladins lore with Azan and crew having stew. I don't know. They would have been nice. It is a bucket list video, I want to say. I'm tempted to write a little, like, short story of wrapping up the lore. And truthfully, I would probably go back to Yaggorath. Not necessarily retconning anything, but just go back to that. And tie up some loose ends. Anyways, Nyx is going in. Yeah. Better than Caspian. Up next is Octavia. And fun fact with this one, when I was first thinking of this series and how I wanted to do the sim model thumbnails. I was like, I want to do Octavia, like Commander Octavia the Indomitable, and it's the Sim pulling the Brave pose, and it zooms in on her, it zooms out, and you have Octavia doing the same thing. It would take a special type of leader to exist in this battlefield, and then Commander Octavia, I would listen to that track from Jagged Alliance over and over to motivate myself for the video, because I procrastinated a lot with it. And I'm like, Commander Octavia the Indomitable, and I'm so happy with how that came out. That being said... Octavia, we don't have the cape, we don't have the sword. I mean, I tried to go with this, like, boho scarf thing. I did give her the prosthetic leg, though. But we're also missing the afro puffs, which... she's going in C. I think Maeve you could tell, Khan you could tell. Like, not unrecognizable, just... Honestly, by that logic, I kind of want to move Azan down. Azan's going to go to the top of C. Okay. Okay. Maybe this is the worst sim. This is Omen. I mean, in the context of Paladins, you showed a Paladins player and be like, who is this champion? Actually, probably most of them wouldn't even know that it's Omen because probably most of them stopped playing before Omen came out. I can't believe this is the last champion we got, guys. Oh, Paladin's wasted potential. It hurts my soul. I have to go back to Overwatch now. I don't want to... Anyways, you know what I just realized? Why the hell does Omen have a crotch plate? What is that, to protect the bone? I'm sorry. We're moving on. Omen's going down here. Omen's going down here. You know what? Because at least you could... kind of tell it's you. Oh god, I forgot about Pip. Listen, you guys, I didn't know what to do for this one. I downloaded a freaking furry mod to try and recreate Pip, and that's the reason why the hands look like Sonic hands over here. No, this is the worst. This is the worst. I remember when this one showed up, I put the little cat throwing up sound like bleh. And all the comments were like, what is that, Yellow? What is that? I'm sorry, it's Pip. It's Pip. Next is Rom. Again, like Buck, like Khan, if I was able to unchain the proportions, I wish I kind of looked into that. I feel like this would be more accurate. I even got kind of the fiery arm going on here. The mask. The horns. I mean, we gave him rocker pants, but... in the context of Paladins, I think you could tell it's Rom. For that, it goes B tier. Bottom of B. I feel like you could tell this is Rom more than you could tell that's Ash and Cassie. Cassie's going down, actually. More than Leon... no. Next is Ray. I think Ray came out pretty good. I know a lot of people were criticizing the grandma dress, but I had to kind of find something to match the flower, the oriental dress she has going on over here. And we even got the same belt buckle thing in the middle. The hair is like... it's Grandma Ray, unfortunately. They are kind of right, but... I think Ray came out kind of good. Kinda. We'll put her in B. We'll put her... put her here. I think we're going to review our B tiers before we wrap up. Sati... that was a fun sim to make. No, for real. I must say, in terms of like a meme-worthy character, I think Sati's my favorite from Paladins. I wish I could play her more. In hindsight, I'm wishing I made Sati a little thicker on the bottom half. I also realized Sati kind of has a six-pack going, like, very faint, which I didn't give the sim. The sim's a little slimmer. But I feel, for the Paladins recreation, she came out pretty good. I mean, we got the jacket, we had the bike... I even had the cardboard cutout in The Sims 3 for the intro. That was so fun to make. Sati's going to be another B tier. We'll go... yeah, I'm comfortable with that. Next is Ceres, which, I mean, like, damn. Like, damn, really the only thing that screws it up is this hood slash blindfold combo. Thank you, noisy neighbor. Hold on. Oh my god, that was one noisy-ass neighbor. I was waiting like 20 seconds for him to get out of here. The only thing that sucks with the sim is, in Paladins, the hood comes over her forehead. Ceres is actually bald in-game, FYI. But obviously you could tell she's bald with the sim. But otherwise, I'm so glad I found this hoodie and cloak combo. I gotta deduct a point for the bald baby, though. Bald baby Sarah. She's gonna go A tier. We'll put her below Lilith. Next is Shaolin. And I remember when making this one, I'm like, this is probably gonna be the worst looking sim of them all. And I was kind of right. He just looks like a dude compared to everyone else. Honestly, I kind of want to put him in F tier. I feel like this doesn't look like Shaolin at all. Yeah, the outfit's kind of the same, but I think the face is where I screwed up. Yeah, I just don't like Shaolin. Put him right there by Barrack. I don't know, should I move Omen and Grover up? Because you could probably tell who they are in a Paladin. No. No, we're overthinking it. Next is Silicone Sky. And I mean, like, for the limitations of The Sims 3, I think she came out pretty good. I think this is an A tier, though. Because the hair is, like, not quite perfect, but I'm really happy with how Sky came out. Sky. We're gonna put her above Atlas. Next is Strix. I think this was the last sim I made, and it kind of shows. I was trying to recreate the face paint he has, and I don't know what this is. It looks like someone vomited on his forehead, and we kind of had it with the eyeshadow. I mean, the outfit is correct. It is, but I probably should have done longer gloves for him, and unfortunately we don't have the feathers, which is really the distinguishing feature on Strix. Yeah, Strix is going in F. Or D, sorry. We'll put you above Caspian. I feel like you could tell who that is more. Next up is Talus the Child. I did the best I could, guys. I did. I just realized this Talus is a little more chunky than the in-game version. Go below Strix. Up next is Terminus, and I mean, proportions a little off. Bigger character. But you could tell that's Terminus. That is Terminus. And we even got the crystal corruption going in. I mean, obviously, we gave him the kilt. Actually, I'm pretty sure Terminus has the kilt, but this is more armored up, whereas this isn't. Dang, I really want to play some Terminus now. I've been playing sporadically for the Retrying series. Coordinated strats we're doing. Actually, the last stop train is going to be our final coordinated strats. I'm hoping to have that up in August. So yes, FYI, in case you aren't aware, Paladin's coordinated strats is sunsetting soon. I'll explain more in that video, but I just want to play some Terminus right now. I'm going to put him... My bias is going to show a little with this one. I'm going to put him bottom of this. What did you expect me to do? At least I made it a joke. Okay, next is Torvald. The crystals. I think he came out okay. We don't have the bushy... Oh god, what is this facial hairstyle called? Mutton chops. We didn't have the bushy mutton chops or the mega bushy eyebrows, but I think Torvald came out okay. I'm gonna put him B tier. I'm gonna put him above Io. Up next is Tyra, and I hate that I didn't catch this earlier. I don't know what I did with the gloves here. That is not Tyra. And actually, this one I had to change her hair, because the first hair I had was a side shave, but the part was on the other side, and it just looked wrong. I don't know what's going on here. I don't like how Tyra came out. I tried to recreate this with this, but... yeah. Vatu. It's like, in theory, we have everything that is Vatu. I tried to recreate this, like, scallop design over here on the hoodie. Someone said he looks like a DJ, and I could kind of see that. Unfortunately, this was the only mask I could find for Sims 3. And also, I don't know what the hell's going on to the model over here, but... do I put it above because you could kind of... I'm looking at OCs and I'm trying to compare. At least C, you could kind of tell. Bottom of C. Bottom of C for you. Up next to 7. For all intensive purposes, I feel like in the Paladin setting, you'd be able to tell it's 7. Obviously, not a perfect recreation. I'm pretty sure this is a mask from, like, either CSGO or, like, Rainbow Six or something. I remember I stumbled on it's Stealth Mask, it was called, for The Sims 3. And I'm pretty sure this animation is actually them getting knocked out by a horse, but it kind of looks like he's activating the ult. 7 Loki is one of my favorite champion designs in the game, so it kind of saddened me. We didn't get it perfect, but I think you could tell. You could tell it's 7. We'll put him right here, middle of C. Up next is Victor. This is Vic Sr. We made Vic Jr. too, but I didn't make a poster for him. He looks basic. Victor is a basic design. But I think you'd be able to tell that's Vic. We'll put him bottom of Vic, because he's kind of like that basic design, but you can tell who it is. Next is Vivian. Dare I say, I like the Sim more than the actual Paladins model. I kind of wish Vivian looked more like this. Vivian probably has the worst champion design in the game. And I know Thunderbrush concepted... Which, by the way, I should mention, I do want to do I want to make a future tier list where I rank all the champions' base designs. Obviously, not the Sims. In-game. Vivian would be down there. But I know Thunderbrush wanted to update her model. He was concepting it, and like one of them gave her Bayonetta hair. I don't think the hair is the problem. I think the Karen cut is actually the only thing that fits with her character. I think the sleeve, or this half cape, fits with her too. It's just this outfit, man. I don't know why she's dressed like this. She needs more of like a businesswoman attire, dare I say, like this. That being said, Vivian... Go with Maeve. Up next is Vora. I love how Vora came out. I know it's not perfect. You probably wouldn't be able to tell it's Vora, just going off of this alone, but we got the hair pretty good. We got the outfit. It's just... Obviously, Vora's outfit is very complex. This isn't. I'm going to put her bottom of A for that. I'm a little biased with that one. Next is Willow, who Willow was actually a child sim for this video. The color's off. This one's a little more pink. This Willow's kind of more like bluish hues going into like a gradient. Couldn't quite get that in The Sims 3. I remember I made this sim, I'm like, she has to look somewhat good because she's going to have one of the best scenes in the video, which is destroying the Dawnforge, and I'm very happy with how that one came out. I might rewatch this video after this. That being said, Willow's going in C. We'll put her above Nando. What did you guys want me to do? What did you want me to do? I mean, what could I have done? Oh, God. I think Pip is worse, though, surprisingly. Okay, second to last is Ying. I think Ying came out pretty good. This one looks a little more aggressive in The Sims 3. And we don't have the veil, unfortunately. But for all intents and purposes, the outfit's not perfectly the same, but it is a genie outfit. I think you could tell that's Ying. She's going in A tier. Going above Sky. Our last up is Zin, and I remember not liking this one. I gave him a bathrobe. And actually, I downloaded a custom content hair because originally he had a different hair, and I hated how it looked. I hated it. Like... From up here, you could tell it's Zin, but the outfit, I hate it. Above Vatu, sure. Alright, let's review this. Each tier gets more and more. Alright, let's review this and see if we're happy. So, top of S, we have Genos, the Ascended, followed by Betty, La Bomba, the Bomb Queen, followed by Corvus, the Magistrate's Blade, followed by Lex, the Hand of Justice, Lex, the Hand of Justice, Dredge, Admiral of the Abyss, Terminus, the Fallen. Moving Dredge down. Moving Lex up 1. So, Genos, Betty, Lex, Corvus, Terminus. These pictures are confusing me now. Dredge. A tier, at the top we have Lilith, Ceres, Ying, Sky, Atlas, Amani, Atlas, Anara, Vora, Amani. B tier, at the top we have Buck. Yeah, we have Buck, Torvald, Io. Rock's going down a bit. Rock's going to the bottom. So, just double checking this. Yeah. Okay, so we have Buck, Torvald, Io, Leon, Rom, Koga. I forgot his name for a second. Sati, Ash, Ray, Victor, Cassie, and Grok. Top of C tier, we have Azan, Vivian, Maeve. I feel like with these three, it's the same critique where the head is good, it's just the body doesn't quite match up the outfit. I'm tempted to put, actually, you know what? C tier, we got Vivian, Azan. No. Hold on, we're reorganizing here. Okay, I'm more comfortable with that. So C tier, Vivian, Maeve, Willow, Fernando, Khan, Seven, Azan, Furia, fire people right next to each other, Octavia, Moji, Zin, and Vatu. In our D tiers, which unfortunately hosts the most champions today, Kasumi, Nyx, Strix, Talus, Tyra, Caspian, Shaolin, Barrick, Omen, Bomb King, Grover, Tiberius, Yagarath, and the worst sim is Pip. I think I'm in the mood to rewatch that video. I recommend you do as well. Check out that video, come back over here, let me know what you guys think of the Paladins recreations. As I said, that project is the one I'm the most proud of on this channel. One of them. Actually, you know what? It is the most pride I take in a project. Can't speak English. 40 minutes on the tier list. Not that bad. I'm going to leave it over here. Peace.